Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This past Friday, July 12, 2025, it felt kind of different in pro wrestling, didn't it?
It really did.
We had two major events back-to-back, NXT Great American Bash and Saturday night's main event. And both delivered some, well, huge foundational moments, stuff that's really changed the landscape.
Yeah, definitely set some things in motion.
So our mission today, really, is to unpack what made these shows so significant. What are the true ripple effects going to be for the future of the industry? We want to offer you a shortcut to being totally up to speed on where things stand right now.
And what's truly compelling, I think, is not just looking at the results one by one, but seeing how these two, pretty distinct events on the same night started weaving together this broader narrative. They're clearly pointing towards big stuff like Evolution and SummerSlam, and maybe even hinting at some genuinely unexpected cross-promotional intrigue that could really shake things up.
Okay, so let's jump right into the NXT Great American Bash live from Atlanta. Because that opener, wow, it immediately set a surprising tone right off the bat.
It kicked off with Javon Evans taking on Jasper Troy. A really high-flying, fast-paced opener, kind of typical of that RVG style.
Yeah, fast.
Really dissecting him. Specifically, going after the ribs, making it look like a sure thing. A beatdown.
Looked like it was over early.
But the real turning point and what made it so captivating was Evans managing to capitalize on just one single mistake. A missed Vader bomb.
Just one slip up.
And boom, Evans surprised everyone, roll him up for the win. Swift victory.
And this wasn't just, an upset. It immediately signaled a kind of narrative shift for NXT, I think.
Well, so.
Well, it tells us the brand isn't afraid to elevate new faces, like dramatically, even in the opening match. And that changes how fans might see things. Predictability goes out the window a bit.
Right, no more assuming it's just a squash match.
Exactly. It means every single segment could actually hold a significant payoff.
Yeah.
Not just filler before the main events.
Good point. So following that early shocker, the focus shifted to championship gold. Two major titles on the line.
Big ones.
First up, Sol Ruca defended her Women's North American Championship against Izzy Dame. And this match was chaotic.
Yeah, a lot going on.
Interference from Tatum Paxley. Zarya got involved too. Ruca even survived a power bomb before managing to hit her finisher, the Sol Snatcher, to keep the title.
Barely hung on, it felt like.
Then we had Ethan Page defending his North American Championship against Ricky Saints. This was a brutal false count anywhere brawl. It literally spilled throughout the whole arena.
All over the place.
Page was largely in control, dishing out chair attacks, steel rail slams.
Nasty stuff.
And he finished Saints off with a double table spine buster to retain. Oof. That double table spot, you almost felt that one at home. Makes you wonder if these guys even feel their ribs the next morning.
Probably not. But it's a testament to the physicality, yeah, but also the storytelling, right?
Yeah.
Page wanted to make a statement about his dominance.
Definitely did that.
And that kind of extreme violence sends a very clear message to anyone else thinking about challenging him. So when you look at these two title defenses together,
yeah,
Ruca's chaotic win, almost like she barely escaped, versus Page's just brutal sheer dominance. It makes you wonder, what does this imply about their futures? About their reigns, or maybe who comes after them next?
That's a really key question. So Ruca's win was messy, full of interference, felt like a lucky escape almost.
Right.
While Paige's was just pure dominance. Does that maybe suggest different kinds of challenges are coming for them? Like for Ruca, maybe she needs a cleaner, more decisive win next time.
Could be. Prove it wasn't just luck.
And for Page, maybe it sets the expectation for even more extreme violence from his next challenger, someone who has to match that brutality.
Precisely. It kind of hints at the specific stories they're building around each champion. It's smart booking.
Okay, moving on. A new force absolutely made its presence felt in the women's tag division. This was actually the tag main event of the night.
Big spot for them.
It featured Jordynne Grace and the highly anticipated debut of Blake Monroe taking on Fatal Influence, JC Jane, and Fallon Henley.
Familiar foes there.
Right. And despite interference attempts from Jane and Henley, Grace and Monroe got the win with a double DDT, a really strong debut for Blake Monroe alongside Grace.
Yeah, that victory immediately positions them, Grace and Monroe, as this powerful new team.
Instantly credible.
Totally. And what this means for the women's tag division is, well, there's a fresh, formidable challenge now. could very quickly lead to future title shots, potentially shaking up the whole established order pretty dramatically.
It's a definite shot in the arm for the division. Needed that.
Absolutely.
And then in the main event for the NXT Championship, Oba Femi successfully defended his title against Yoshiki Inamura.
Another big defense for Femi.
Femi countered Inamura, landed the fall from grace, and got a pretty decisive victory.
Yeah. Femi's champion credentials are just absolutely reinforced with another strong, successful title defense. This really builds his aura, you know?
Yeah.
As the top champion in NXT, he continues to look, well, unstoppable.
He certainly looks unstoppable, yeah, and that win over Inamura was decisive. But for a champion like Femi, does another dominant win like this actually, limit the kinds of stories you can tell, or does it just raise the bar even higher for who can genuinely pose a threat?
Well, that's the challenge for the bookers, isn't it?
Right.
The insight here, I think, is that while dominance builds an aura, the real test comes when you find that challenger who can push the champion to their absolute limit, force them to adapt. Femi's current dominance simply raises the stakes for whoever that next credible threat is going to be.
Makes sense. Now, something truly unique happened immediately after the WWE production finished.
This was wild.
The contract signing took place. For a TNA World Title match, a triple threat showdown at TNA's Slammiversary, it featured Trick Williams, Mike Santana, and Joe Hendry. Talk about breaking down walls.
Yeah, this TNA contract signing adds significant intrigue, just massive intrigue around potential WWE, NXT, TNA crossover storylines.
Huge.
Can't help but ask about the evolving landscape, you know? Interpromotional collaboration. Could we see more of this? What does this signal about the industry maybe moving beyond those traditional boundaries?
It's certainly bold. Makes you wonder if we're on the cusp of a truly integrated wrestling universe.
Yeah.
Or if this is just a strategic one-off thing to generate buzz.
Time will tell, but yeah, it definitely got people talking, that's for sure.
As for the overall reception of the NXT show itself, critics seem to grade it around a B to B+, particular praise for that main event tag match and just the physical nature of a lot of the bouts.
Solid show.
Okay, now let's shift focus. Saturday night's main event, because it also delivered some massive moments that are going to reverberate.
Big time implications here, too.
Kicked off with a really heated singles match. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre.
Personal feud.
Yep. And you had Jelly Roll in Orton's corner, Logan Paul backing McIntyre. After the match, chaos. A brawl erupted. Logan attacked Orton. Jelly Roll retaliated against Paul.
Then McIntyre took out Jelly Roll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Laid him out with a claymore. This is clearly screaming a build towards a huge tag team match at SummerSlam, right? Orton and Jelly Roll versus McIntyre and Logan Paul.
Yeah, the key thing here is just the immediate clarity. There's no guessing. This storyline immediately sets up a major celebrity-involved SummerSlam match. It emphasizes that strategic build for a high-profile event. Going to draw a lot of eyes, bring in a different kind of viewership, too.
Definitely a spectacle planned. Then we have the WWE U.S. Championship match. Major family implications here. Solo Sikoa defending against Jimmy Uso.
The Bloodline drama continues.
Solo retained, but needed outside help from Tonga and Mateo. But the pivotal moment, the real headline, came after the match.
Go on.
Jacob Fatu returned, and he assisted Jimmy Uso, hinting at even more internal strife, more cracks within the Bloodline storyline.
Okay, so Solo's reign continues, yeah, but the Jacob Fatu return, it isn't just an escalation. It almost redefines the entire Bloodline narrative right now.
How so? What's the difference?
Well, Fatu's specific skill set, that raw, chaotic aggression he brings. It adds this dimension of unpredictable violence that wasn't quite there before, even with Solo and the Tongans.
Right, he's a different kind of beast.
Exactly. The key insight is, this isn't just about civil war anymore. It's about whether the Bloodline can even survive this internal, physically destructive force. Is Fatu the catalyst for its complete unraveling? He's fundamentally changing the power dynamics without Roman even being there.
Wow. Yeah. Jacob Fatu's arrival isn't just another body. It's, like you said, a new level of wildcard energy. Do you think his loyalty lies truly with Jimmy, though? Or is he just sort of an agent of chaos that's going to inevitably fracture the group even further, making it less about leadership and more about sheer power?
And that's the brilliance of it, isn't it? His past history outside WWE hints at that chaotic element. It makes his true motivations really ambiguous.
Keeps you guessing.
Totally. It compels you to tune in, not just for the family drama, but for the sheer unpredictable violence he might unleash at any moment.
Okay, another significant singles contest. LA Knight taking on Seth Rollins.
Big matchup.
The match ended after LA Knight hit the BFT. This came after what looked like a kayfabe knee injury suffered by Rollins during the bout.
Yeah, it looked like he tweaked it.
And it's worth noting, Rollins isn't scheduled for Evolution. That's the women's only event, so this likely sets up a future storyline. Probably on Raw, maybe leading to SummerSlam between these two.
Right. And this match's implications, particularly for Rollins' status and that likely future rematch with LA Knight.
Right.
It kind of points out that not every major match needs a direct tie to the immediate PLE.
Good point. Long-term booking.
Exactly. Sometimes it's about building those longer-term rivalries for weekly TV or, subsequent big shows, laying groundwork that pays off down the line.
Then we witnessed a pretty emotional farewell for a legend. Gunther defended his World Heavyweight Championship against Goldberg.
Goldberg's final match.
Yeah, billed as his last match. Gunther retained the title by referee stoppage after a really focused attack on Goldberg's knee.
Targeted assault.
But Goldberg did hit his signatures, got the spear in, hit the jackhammer. It felt like a hard-hitting, emotional farewell, a real passing of the torch moment.
Oh, absolutely. The significance of Goldberg's retirement and Gunther's decisive victory, it just can't be overstated. It solidifies Gunther's dominance as World Heavyweight Champion.
He looks unstoppable.
And looking at this through that broader lens, it really is about the evolution of eras, isn't it? A legendary figure gracefully stepping aside as this new dominant force continues his rise.
Yeah.
It marks a clear turning point for that championship.
Well said. Finally, we had a notable segment specifically setting the stage for the all-women's premium live event, Evolution.
Building to that show.
The Naomi versus Jade Cargill feud escalated. Big time. Ended up in a crowd brawl.
Got heated.
Which prompted GM Nick Aldis to come out and announce Bianca Belair as the special guest referee for their match at Evolution, and it's going to be no holds barred.
Okay, so this segment specifically sets the stage for Evolution. Highlights the women's tag implications, obviously, but adding Bianca Belair as the special enforcer, that's a huge layer.
Oh, it's intrigue.
Totally. Belair's involvement elevates the stakes significantly, makes that upcoming event even more compelling by adding a level of, unpredictability and star power to an already really heated rivalry.
Definitely makes that match a must-see. So, okay, when we bring it all together, this packed night of action, what does it all signify?
A lot happened.
We saw several consolidated champions, right? Ruca, Paige, Femi, Gunther, Solo all retain their titles, really solidifying their reigns.
Established dominance.
But beyond that, we had these new forces, emerging drama, like the strong debut of Grayson Monroe and the monumental return of Jacob Fatu, truly changing that whole bloodline dynamic.
Absolutely. And the depth of these builds, plus the careful placement of these surprise moments, it ensures continuous viewer engagement, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Keeps you anticipating what's next.
Yeah.
It demonstrates how multiple storylines can converge, creating this complex, engaging narrative that keeps fans guessing.
And both events laid significant groundwork for SummerSlam. We've got the Orton Jelly Roll versus McIntyre-Logan Paul match seemingly locked in, the likely LA Knight Rollins feud brewing, and the Bloodline Civil War just got way more intense.
Huge SummerSlam implication.
Plus, the women-only Evolution is now squarely set, with Naomi versus Jade and Belair as the special referee adding that extra spice.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that cross-promotional intrigue, that TNA contract signing, points to some really exciting new possibilities for the wrestling landscape as a whole.
It really does. This past Friday truly showcased the strategic depth of modern pro wrestling.
Oh, sure.
It was a night of significant shifts, clear signals for the future. We covered everything from, surprising upsets and brutal title defenses to emotional farewells, and the beginning of what could be a full-blown civil war in one of wrestling's most dominant factions.
What a deep dive that was into an absolutely packed night of pro wrestling. We've seen established champions solidify their reigns, new teams make their mark, and the seeds planted for some incredibly high-stakes matchups down the line.
Yeah, a pivotal night.
So for you, our listener, here's maybe a final thought to mull over. With so many pivotal moments converging on just one night, what do these shifts ultimately signify for the future direction of these promotions? And which of the emerging storylines do you think will truly explode into the next big thing?